Lawmakers have advanced a bill that could result in more cameras being placed on school buses. The cameras would capture license plates of cars that pass buses when their stop arms are down. Those who testified today say hundreds of violations of this kind were monitored in just one day in Kentucky. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what was discussed.
This is House Bill 221, and it would set up a process for local governments such as cities or counties to work with their local school districts to have a monitoring system on the stop arm of school buses to capture images of those drivers that don't stop when kids are being loaded or unloaded. Senator Brandon Smith told lawmakers in an education panel this was inspired by a tragic event in eastern Kentucky where a man was killed when a hit-and-run driver didn't stop when he was walking his nephew to a bus stop. Under the bill, local school districts that choose could have the cameras installed and then monitored by the county or city in that area.
That these cameras would detect that activity, it would record that license plate of that car, and I know there's been some concerns with some people on privacy issues.
Representative Hale says that these images would then be stored for about 31 days. It would set up a fine of about $300 and $25 of that would be going to the local sheriff. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
The bill passed out of committee 10-1 with one lawmaker passing. It had already passed the full House. It now goes to the full Senate. One Paintsville traveler is celebrating another with a mural made of stickers. Traveling landscape photographer Sean Cole is putting the finishing touches on a mural made up of a homemade pixel grid and more than 25,000 stickers. A portrait called The Traveler is almost ready to display somewhere in town in honor of country music star and Johnson County native Chris Stapleton.
Chris is, I think he's ignited the fire in country music around here again. He's really been a catalyst for musicians to say, hey, this guy made it, maybe, start making them hungry.
Coming up at 6, hear more about Chris Sticker Stapleton and how the project has helped a photographer push through the pandemic. Last year was the first year of Pikeville's Mountain Girl Experience, but 2022's festival is already being planned. The Mountain Girl Experience is a festival with music, an art gallery, workshops, and much more, led by a team of Appalachian women. The goal of the two-day festival is to celebrate, empower, and lift up women of all ages and to show off the talented women of Eastern Kentucky. Although the event is said to be a blast, we spoke to co-founder and musician Chris Jensen about helping out women in other ways as well.
Last year we raised almost $1,500 for the Perry Klein West Care Emergency Shelter. We are partnering with them again this year, as well as raising funds for Turning Point Domestic Violence Services in Prestonsburg, Kentucky.
Jensen said although the main festival is in late July, the Mountain Girl Experience will have plenty of kickoff events, the first of those being an album release party with Beck and the Starlight Review this Saturday at the Appalachian Center for the Arts. We'll have more with Jensen as well as Beck Smallwood tonight at 6. The Kentucky Wild Health Genomes made history yesterday, signing the first woman in the Atlantic League of Professional Baseball's annual player draft. They drafted Alexis Scrappy Hopkins. The Genomes want to show their fans they believe in inclusiveness and want anyone and everyone to enjoy the ballpark.
Now it is about the best people. It's not the best guys, it's the best people. And Alexis, what she showed down there in Florida at the tryout showcase event was that she was a phenomenal catcher and can hit really well as well.
The Genomes make their debut on May 3rd.
Well, it feels a little bit like early baseball weather out there today, right? We've got plenty of sunshine. We're just warm enough, but it's still pleasantly cool out there. Unfortunately, cool weather looks to continue as we head into the weekend, and that does include the chance for showers. But right now, I-64 at Moorhead, fair weather clouds, but still plenty of sunshine. I-75 at London, more clouds starting to filter on in, but for most of us actually still dry this afternoon. It's a breezy one out there. Winds 10 to 15 miles per hour as we continue to see much more breezy conditions work in. You can see where the sunshine is for the most part. Low 60s across the Big Sandy, closer to the upper 50s as you head down into the Cumberland Valley. In most locations, Williamsburg, Jacksboro, 61 and 60 apiece in Middlesboro and Harlan. You got to go up into the bluegrass to run into any of those showers. Lexington area and on to the north is where we're seeing the greatest threat for a few of those showers right now. But more clouds are continuing to move in. There's yesterday's system beginning to scoot on off the east coast, but another little disturbance is going to try to work on in here as we head over the next couple of days. So partly cloudy skies, I think eventually turning mostly cloudy by daybreak. We're in the middle or the low to middle 40s as we head into the overnight hours. I've got the very latest though on when we finally see some more sunshine returning coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. We are learning new details about an arrest made in Rowan County after police found explosives in a man's car. They say they found homemade pipe bombs in 46-year-old Buffy Litteral's car at Rodburn Hollow Park after originally searching his vehicle on suspicion of illegal drug activity. Police backed off and called in the Kentucky State Police Bomb Squad, ATF, and FBI. They shut down the park and the nearby road. Bomb squads then dismantled at least 4 pipe bombs, shocking those who worked to help care for the park.
And I thought, well, goodness gracious, because our group has been working pretty hard for, going on 5 years now to try to clean up the park and make it a family-friendly.
Fred Howes usually picks up trash 5 days a week, but wasn't there yesterday. He says he's glad the explosives did not go off and that no one was hurt. Police say Litteral has a criminal history dealing with other drug charges. He's being held in the Rowan County Detention Center. Police are investigating why Litteral had the pipe bombs. On the global stage, the White House is condemning the launch of what's thought to be North Korea's largest ever intercontinental ballistic missile, potentially capable of reaching the United States. CBS's Tina Kraus reports.
The world had braced for North Korea's Kim Jong-un to unleash a monster missile like this one, which he paraded through Pyongyang 2 years ago. And South Korean leaders say he did just that, test firing what's believed to be the North's biggest intercontinental ballistic missile, which could have the power to reach the U.S. Thursday's missile flew farther, longer, and higher than the last long-range test in 2017, landing in the Sea of Japan. South Korea's military responded with live-fire drills.
The letter that we're signing is very comprehensive.
Back in 2018, ahead of his first meeting with then-President Trump, Kim Jong-un suspended long-range testing. CBS News consultant Bob Carlin isn't surprised it's starting up again.
They're not going to come out and say, oh, we're going to give you notice that we're going to break the moratorium. They're just going to do it, which is what they've done.
While North Korea tested shorter-range missiles in recent months, the U.S. sees a long-range weapons test as a red line.
North Korea is a very small country, and they feel very threatened. We may say we're not threatening them, but that's not how it looks from their standpoint.
The White House called the launch a brazen violation of several UN Security Council resolutions, but said the door has not closed on diplomacy if the North backs down. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Today's launch marks North Korea's 11th test this year and marks a major step in the North's development of weapons. Coming up on First at 4, the pandemic forced millions of Americans to work from home, and while some employees are coming back to the office, remote jobs are likely here to stay.
Well, some cases watching some overcast skies out there, but others sunny. We'll have the details on when some of those showers move in coming up.